Hello my Purple Banditos, and welcome to another Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. I'm PurpleRodri. Today we're going to be having another 6-on-6, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. I also want to give you guys a very big thank you for all the support you guys gave me on our first Wi-Fi battle. As I told you guys, I'm going to get better as we go, and hopefully show you guys some amazing battles here. So, we got Cairo here. He led off with his Ninetales. I'm going to go ahead and lead off with our Lickenrock, which was a really good call. It worked out quite well, so I went ahead and went for the Stealth Rocks, hoping he would switch, which he doesn't end up doing, and he actually ends up going for the Aurora Veil here. Now, I could have Stoned Edge, but he could have had a Focus Sash, so it was better I put my rocks first and let him get his Aurora Veil, which is okay with me. I also like going up against his Ninetales. Always cool seeing these Pokemon out and about, so it's definitely a good time going up against all these different Alolan forms. Now, I went ahead and switched out into my Specs Magnezone, since I know I can take anything from this thing, and he actually goes for the Aurora Veil, which really didn't matter much considering I could take any Fairy and Ice Attack from it. So we were pretty safe regardless. So he's going to go ahead and switch out into his Garchomp. Pretty sure he was predicting my Volt switch. So I went for the safe Flash Cannon, knowing that it would do a good amount of damage. Hoping to at least, take half of its HP. Which, as you guys will be able to tell, it came very close. But the good thing for us is that we do have the Hail here, which will lower it quite a bit. And I feel pretty good about that. So I went ahead and switched out into my Togekiss, since I know Garchomp can't really do anything to me. Plus, it can't learn Stealth Rock, so the only thing he really could have done was go for an Earthquake or a Swords Dance. Pretty much just powered up, try to go, KO as many Pokemon as he could on our team. So, here we go for the Thunder Wave. And since, he's forced to switch out, since he can't really hurt me, he goes into the METAGROSS. But sadly, here, as you guys will be able to tell, I go for the Thunder Wave. I missed the Thunder Wave, and I actually remembered they nerfed Thunder Wave in this gen, dropped its accuracy about 10%, so that was kind of bad there. That was some bad, luck. We went ahead, switched out, going to my defensive Alolan Exeggutor, and he goes for the Bullet Punch, which doesn't really do much since I'm physically defensive. Don't know why he didn't go for the Meteor Mash there. That would have been a much better play than the Bullet Punch. But regardless of that, we were able to tank that out with our Alolan Exeggutor. Now, he's going to go ahead and switch out because he doesn't want to take a Leech Seed. So he goes into his Night Arrow, which is unaffected by it. This dude can tank it out. He won't do much with the Leech Seed. Now, I do have to switch out since there's nothing I can really do here. So I'm going to go ahead, switch back out into my Togekiss. Can't really do anything to me. And if he did go for the Defog, which is okay with me, I would still have another chance to set up my rocks later in battle. Our Stealth Rocks, I told you guys, I love setting up my rocks. That's what I like to do. I feel like they always do help out a lot. So here, he predicts the Air Slash, as you guys will be able to see, and he goes ahead, switches out, which is, good for him. So I go for the Thunder Wave, which is actually even better for us. He was thinking we were going to hit him directly. We hit the METAGROSS, though, which is great for us. METAGROSS is actually really fast, and as long as he doesn't have anyone with Heal Bell, we should be good. I thought he'd see the Thunder Wave coming since I had already tried to paralyze his METAGROSS, but I guess, it worked out in our favor. So I switched out to our Exeggutor. It's the best thing that we can really do to take a hit from this thing, and we took it pretty well. It does about half my full HP, and my Citrus Berry gave me a good chunk of it back, which was decent. So I switched out from our METAGROSS. He switched out from his METAGROSS into his Tapu Lele. Guess he didn't want to get Leech Seeded, but I go for the Leech Seed and seed his Tapu Lele anyway. So that worked out really well in our favor. Now, I know I can't take a hit from Tapu Lele with my Exeggutor, so I go ahead, switch into Magnezone. Now, I know it's Choice Scarf or Specs because that's what I usually see since I've been playing quite a bit lately. Those are what people have been running, and seeing the damage it did to me, I can't definitely tell the specs. I did not expect it to do that much to my Magnezone, so I'm definitely gonna go ahead and switch out here. Luckily, we do have a Crocodile, and he's got, he's a dark type. He's gonna be immune to the Psychic, which is gonna help us out a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and bring out our Crocodile going up against the Tapu Lele. Now, there's not much he can do here with the Tapu Lele. We'd be putting some good damage on him, so as you guys can see, he's not gonna have a whole lot to do here. So we pretty much forced him to switch out, and he's gotta go into his Garchomp. And the great thing for us is we can just hit the Earthquake and take out his Garchomp. Now that Swords Dance Garchomp could have been a pretty big threat to our team, but well, we'll go ahead and take the KO. That's a very solid knockout. And with that, he's gonna go ahead and switch back out to his Alolan Ninetales. Now, Aurora Veil wore off a couple turns ago, so he probably wants to do that. So I went for the Earthquake and stayed in. And lucky for me, he does go for the Aurora Veil, which is actually very, very good, since I wouldn't have been able to survive Blizzard. You take a Blizzard as a Crocodile, you're probably gonna go down. So with that, guys, I'm gonna switch back into my Togekiss, thinking that he's gonna switch, and then, turns out he actually does end up switching. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. He brings back out his Night Arrow, which is still pretty good for me, since he can't do much. We're still in a pretty good position. Now, we can actually hit our Air Slash this time, and we're going to see how much it does. It's a good chance. We tried to hit the Air Slash earlier before, so we went ahead and saw if we could do a little something here. Always great to see these Pokemon as well. Great to see people using some Pokemon that I enjoy to use myself. So as I said, we're gonna go for the Air Slash, and that does a good little bit, little chunk. We at least knocked it down a little more, and the Aurora Veil's still up. But the good thing is, well, we do our thing, we put in our damage, we try to do what we can. So we're gonna go ahead and see what he does here. Everybody's healing up, you gotta make sure you get those little leftovers up and about. So he actually goes ahead, switches out, goes back into his Mega Metagross, and I actually go for another Air Slash just to play it safe, just in case. We could have hit something good here. Now, I don't have anything that can really kill it at this HP, since we do have since the Aurora Veil is out. So I'm gonna go ahead and Air Slash again, and I am just hoping for the flinch here. Just get a little bit more HP off. And let's go ahead, see what the Air Slash can do. It'd be nice to lower this Pokemon just a little bit. It is very, very strong, but lucky for us, we do get the flinch, which works out well in our favor. And that leaves it with about 2/3 of its health, which is pretty good for now. We can definitely handle it. So we're going to go ahead and switch out into our Exeggutor. Now, I predicted the Bullet Punch since he doesn't want to get hit again with the flinch. So I switched, and he does go for it and, take it pretty well. Now my Citrus Berry restores a little bit, and, go the Harvest, so it's like we never took the Bullet Punch. And it works out quite well for us. We end up pretty much healing a good bit, as much as we would want. And there we have it, guys. So very, very solid heals there. Now, even though he's paralyzed, he still outspeeds me. That just shows how slow Alolan Exeggutor can be. But he goes for the Zen Headbutt. Does a lot of damage. Citrus Berry healed us up, luckily. But it will bring us back up to half. Now, I went for the Toxic here, predicting the switch, which he didn't. So, good play on his part. He went for another Zen Headbutt, which also took me out. And I went for the Leech Seed. And I have Harvest a Citrus Berry, which brings me back to 87 HP, which is still kind of bad. He actually switches into his Alolan Marowak, which is really good now, since what I'll do here is Giga Drain, then let him kill my Exeggutor, then my Crocodile is Scarf, so it should be able to take care of the rest of his team. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wait for it to take us down. It went for the Flare Blitz, which is what we were expecting here. So the Executor has gone down. Now let's go ahead and wrap this battle up. It was a pretty good battle, I gotta tell you. At first, started off a little bit difficult, but I'm glad, it worked out in our favor. As I told you guys, I'm improving more and more. So we got our Crocodile. Its Scarf should be able to take care of any of these Pokemon, which is great for us. And now we can pretty much clean up the rest of his team. There isn't going to be much left for us to do here, but wrap it up. We're going to hit the crunch on Night Arrow, and now our Crocodile is going to be able to just knock out everyone that he can, which is really, really great. We got the Tapu Lele. The Psychic is about to get crunched as well. Always good to use Crocodiles. I definitely enjoy using this Pokemon, and for a good reason. There's a lot of really strong Psychic types right now in Alola, so you got to make sure you got something to counter them. And with that, the Tapu Lele went ahead and went down as well. So this was a really good game. Cairo sent out Ninetales, and as you guys can see, it was clean up from here. Always good when you clean up the battle when you know you're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Now, I also know that you guys have been telling me that you want to see some battles, that you want to participate in them, that you want to be a part of the Wi-Fi battle. So I've definitely been figuring out a way that we can do that, and I'll be letting you guys know about that very soon. Last but not least, we got the Marowak here. Last but not least, I say, he still has another Pokemon. We're going to go for the Crunch, and this is how we like to sweep the rest of his team. This is how we like to do our thing. I am improving more and more. Hopefully I can create some pretty cool sets for you guys, some pretty cool teams that we can try out. I've been thinking of doing some different themes for our teams, which could be a lot of fun. So with that, the Metagross can't do a whole lot. We're gonna go ahead and land our Crunch. And there we have it, guys. This battle is wrapped up. So good game to Cairo. It was a really good battle. Make sure you guys leave me some comments, leave me some tips. Go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and join the Purple Banditos today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in our next battle. Alola!